Not all votes are created equal, at least not in gerrymandered voting districts. But what is gerrymandering, and where does the term come from? We spoke with Professor Robert Ellis to find out more.
Well, the Constitution mandates that every 10 years we have to hold a census, and the census is used to determine apportionment to Congress from the states based on population. When the Constitution was written, the thinking was that every district should be roughly 30,000 people. So as America grew in population, so did the House of Representatives. However, in 1910, Congress capped their number at 435, and we've been 435 ever since. So you could almost say it's like musical chairs. After every 10-year census, some states gain population, some states lose population. And so we have to redistrict seats in Congress to the states based on their population. Of course, people move within states as well, right, from the cities to the suburbs. So the states have to redraw their district lines. That's redistricting. Gerrymandering is when the state draw the district lines to advantage one party or disadvantage the other political party. In the early 19th century, the governor of Massachusetts was a guy named Elbridge Gerry. And his party, the Democratic Republicans, controlled the state legislature in Massachusetts. So when they were drawing the district lines, they drew a district around the periphery of Boston to pack their opponent's voters, the Federalists, into one district. And apparently a local cartoonist drew a picture of this. And to my mind, it looks like a dragon, but the pundits of the day said it looked like a salamander. And the governor's name was Elbridge Gerry. So we take Gerry and salamander and we get gerrymander.
Gerrymandering can be found all across the country, and the state of Ohio is no exception.
Today, there are a lot of people who are very disappointed with the system because it appears to be rigged. It appears to be a system that is not responding to the common needs of people. And that is not the intention of debate in our government. Unfortunately, civil discourse has resulted into a lot of name-calling today, where it is having an impact on the public. And the results of that is that people do not see a reason to believe that they have a stake in the future to participate in this process in a meaningful way. And that should not be. And gerrymandering is a political strategy that is in place for the purpose of really giving the advantage to people who have won.
New legislation is underway to change how the districts are divided.
Each state has a different process. In Ohio, we have a new process actually going into place for the 2022 districts after the 2020 election. And that new process, like for the state, will include the governor, the secretary of state, the auditor, 2 members from each of the 2 major political parties selected by the leadership in the Ohio House and Ohio Senate, to give a 7-member panel. And that group will decide, but there's some nuances to that now. It used to be just a majority would rule in those districting. Now there has to be at least 2 members of the minority party have to vote for that process to go through. If it doesn't, and if they come to an impasse, then there's only going to be 4-year districting instead of the full 10-year districting that has been done in the past.
With the Redistricting Reform Initiative effective in 5 states, our country is slowly working its way towards a political scene without the presence of gerrymandering. Back to you, Deborah.